And welcome to the Movie Madhouse. I'm Rob.
I'm James.
I'm Jason.
And our buddy today is frozen.
Did he freeze? It looks... Oh, I see movement.
It's moving. Can you hear us?
I can.
Oh, there you are. Okay, there's a bit of a lag. I'm noticing now. Okay.
Yeah.
Sky, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me, guys. Always a pleasure to be here. You know that.
Absolutely. So there's a 3-second delay. I counted. Okay. Today we have got an awesome topic. Top 10 sci-fi films of the 90s.
Yeah, this is another one of those topics where I think I forgot more titles than I could remember, kind of thing. Because as I'm making my initial list, holy cow, was it long?
There was a lot of stuff in the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
I went back and looked, and it's like, oh, yeah, that was the 90s. Oh, yeah, that was the 90s, you know? A couple of them I watched. But so, Sky, what have you been up to? Because London Batman hasn't had to make appearances lately.
I know, it's fantastic. It's been very relaxing. In fact, I put on some extra weight and I'm fat man now. It's great.
Nice. So it should say London Batman.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, COVID had done that.
Other than that, I've been keeping my nose clean, keeping my nose to the grindstone.
Yes. We did a big thing on CKX a couple weeks ago about when cons should reopen. What is your idea of a good time? When do you think is a good time to have a con? No pressure.
When the stars are in perfect alignment and like
Jupiter alignment.
It's a hunter's moon, and I don't know. It's literally like I honestly I don't even know if I miss cons anymore. You know, it's been so long. It's been kind of like, oh, I'm just kind of doing my own thing now, working on YouTube channels and helping other people with their costumes and stuff. So I don't even when I think of cons now, I think of work, like lots of work.
There's a lot of people feeling that way. A lot of people that had to shift their occupations or whatnot because they lost work or whatever, or they downplayed and now they don't want to go back to what they were doing before. There's a lot of people experiencing that now.
Yeah, it's been interesting like that on my end for planning because we're trying to plan our next show, and it's like, oh, okay, I guess we can do this. I had a nice year and a half off, So I get that feeling. I really do. But in all honesty, as minute the con comes back, I'm going to go,
Mm-hmm.
Uh-oh. Are you there, Sky?
You guys see me?
You blinked
Yeah.
for a second.
Yeah.
Hi, guys.
But-
Did you lose me?
There's
Just for a
just
second.
yeah.
You're good. So let's get on to our list then.
Sorry about that, guys. Apparently, my Wi-Fi is being crappy.
Welcome to the internet. Yep. We deal with it a lot. Don't worry.
Yep.
But we're going to start with number 10 if he's not frozen.
Who are we starting with?
There we go. We always start with our guest, Sky. You're the first one. What's your number 10?
In no particular order. Jurassic Park.
Nice.
That's my number 10.
Really?
Yeah.
Did I put it on my list? No, it's in my honorable mentions.
Okay.
Oh,
Because
I didn't know we had that option. I picked 10 and I stuck to 10.
Okay. Well,
Well, I only have, I think I have 4 honorable mentions, only because that's when I finally narrowed it down. That's as close as I could get. And but Jurassic Park, when I do my list, it's the ones I watch a lot. So as you see the names,
Yeah, exactly. That's how you determine your favorite movie.
Right, right. So I watched Jurassic Park, not as much as the other 10. So
right.
that movie is phenomenal. Just the dinosaurs alone.
Yeah, it still holds up.
It does. It still looks really good.
Totally.
And with the franchise continuing and so on, we're getting new stuff. And the new one just came out, didn't it?
The trailer just came out.
Yeah, I was gonna say it didn't.
Oh, I thought I saw something about it opening somewhere, but maybe I misread the article.
Well, that's probably what the trailer's for. It's like going to be opening in August.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
But yeah, I'm anxious for that because it's the end of the trilogy.
Oh, it is going to be the end? Okay.
Yeah, well, yeah, it was always planned as a trilogy, but of course there'll be more after that.
Yeah.
This story is.
I honestly haven't even seen the last one yet, so.
It's way better. It's way better than the Jurassic World.
Okay.
Yeah, I like how this one ended because this ended on a cliffhanger. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay, Jason, we know yours. Jurassic Park. James, what's your number 10?
My number 10 from '98 is Robert Rodriguez, The Faculty.
I've never seen that.
Oh, you're missing out.
That's a good one. It's a cool alien invasion plot.
Sort of like a body snatch. His version of the Body Snatchers, yeah.
No.
But it was also a very early movie from. Let's see, we've got one of Josh Hartnett's first movies, Jordana Brewster. You got Elijah Wood in there, Jon Stewart, Robert Patrick, Laura Harris, Sean Hennessy, Famke Janssen, Christopher McDonald, Piper Laurie, Bebe Neuwirth, Usher, Daniel Von Bart. Yeah, there's a ton of people in this movie. And it was written by Kevin Williamson because it was at the height of like Scream and I Know What You Did Last Summer kind of stuff.
I might actually have to watch this. I didn't realize all those people were in it.
I'm sure I watched it when it first came out, but I don't think I don't remember anything from it, honestly. And I think we lost him.
I think we lost Sky.
Unless he has the ability to transform into a little circle.
Nope, but look at that. So,
oh, trippy.
There we go. Welcome back, dude.
How's that signal now, boy?
That's good. What was it before? On your phone? Oh, wait, no.
It was still on my phone. It's just I was in my room, comfortable, and the Wi-Fi was not as strong. So now I'm in the living room, and I can hear and see you guys perfectly.
Excellent.
There
but I think I should put my phone on an angle, though. That doesn't look good.
Tip your phone, yeah. Watch this. Bing. There we go.
Always do landscape for portrait.
Perfecto.
See, I don't have any way to lean my phone or hook my phone on anything in here, and I can't record anywhere else. So here I am.
I got lucky. My phone actually comes with a belt holster that doubles as a stand. You click the belt thing and it stands up.
Yeah, but I'm sitting on my bed. I have nothing to set it on.
Yeah.
I went and bought a rig, like a ring light with a clip and everything like that, and it's beautiful, but in the bedroom.
Yeah, my boy has one, but he's using it. He's in the middle of something himself, so.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah.
So where did we leave off? The last thing I heard was The Faculty.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's James was listing off all the actors in it, so I think I have to actually watch that.
Yeah, everybody's in this movie. It's ridiculous. You got a little bit of Lord of the Rings. You got a little bit of teen heartthrob that disappears for a decade. You got so many female actresses that went on to do nothing. That's not true. The one actress went on to do several things. And isn't Lilith from Frasier in there too?
Yeah.
Yeah.
May 4th.
Yep.
Okay, you got me. I'm gonna watch it. My number 10 is right from 1990, and I adore this film, no matter how stupid it is. But it's about aliens that land on Earth the same night they're actually replaying Orson Welles' War of the Worlds.
Are you talking about Space Invaders?
That's the one.
Oh my God, that is such a blast from the past, dude. Well done. That one little Martian that talks like Jack Nicholson
Yes,
steals the show. I swear to God.
absolutely. That was so original at that point, and it just I can revisit that over and over and over again.
I
God,
honestly
it's so
don't know
amazing
if
what
I ever
actors
did
in the
watch it.
90s.
I know I watched it once. And I particularly remember the Jack Nicholson alien. To the
I
point
think
where I
we
wondered
watched
if he
it
did the voice.
We'll have to check IMDb on that.
Oh, such a good movie.
Okay, I might watch that one before the faculty. Okay, we're on to number 9. Sky, what's your number 9?
I have Men in Black.
Another good one.
That's my number 3.
Really?
Ooh.
Yes.
Like I said, mine is in no particular order because I love these movies. Everything on my list I could watch over and over again. There is no favorite. There's no 1 to 10 for me. It's literally like I am literally pointing and clicking right now because like all these movies I could watch like standing on my head. They are so great. You know, the 90s was chock full of the right kind of attitude, the right kind of special effects, the right kind of actors. It was really a great time to be watching movies.
Mhm.
Oh, huge. That film is so unique in the aspect, too, of being UFO, not hunters, but guarding the world about
Yeah.
the alien.
Alien Police.
Yeah, there we go. Thank you. That scene on the side of the road where Will Smith is helping birth the baby, that just sells the movie for me right there, you know? Oh, something's peeking.
Hey.
And then you just see him getting thrown with that tentacle, just getting slammed around.
Absolutely.
My takeaway from that movie specifically and why I love it so much is simply the fact that this was the idea introduced where the unsung hero, like with all the other movies and stuff we watch, you get like Superman and Batman and Wonder Woman, and they all get their parade. They all get recognized. Everyone fears or loves or respects them. But with the Men in Black, you have absolutely no idea they exist. They save your life on a daily basis, and you have no idea what to call them or who to thank, where to send the flowers. Like
You
seriously.
don't even know to thank them.
Yeah, exactly. They
You
are
have
literally
no
the
idea it even
invisible
happened.
guardian. You know, they're like,
Yep.
"Oh my God, you saved my life." No, I didn't, and they walk away. You know, like it's
Or
the true
flashy-
hero that doesn't take recognition.
they do the mind flashy thing, so you totally forget they were ever there.
Mhm.
That's a big part of it. But the fact that they're saving the day and not taking credit for it is something that people do not take into consideration. Like their ego is so huge. Like, they kind of touch on it in the second movie. I don't know if that counts in the 90s, but in the second movie, the one character is obsessed with being a hero, and Jay neuralizes him within the first 5 minutes of the movies because he's just such a loose cannon. He wants to be a hero. And that's not what the Men in Black are about. They're about saving the day and you not knowing that the day needed to be saved. And that's something that a lot of young people and modern cosplayers and just people in general don't appreciate or take into consideration, is doing a good deed for the sake of doing a good deed and not getting recognition for it.
That's a great point. No, absolutely.
That's actually a big part of the show The Boys. That's like, you know, they have publicists
Yeah.
and stuff. You know, that's a whole little side part of the story for The Boys. If you even call it a side part, because the whole publicist thing is a huge part of it.
No, it's true. They're like the anti Men in Black.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're very overt.
Yes. Okay, Jason, what's your number 9?
On my number 9, keeping in that 90s blockbuster thing, we're going to go with 1996 Independence Day.
Oh, nice. That's on my list
Nice.
Yeah, it's It is what it is. The wholesale destruction that we saw just with the initial assault was mind blowing, especially that White House scene. You know, that's an iconic moment in film, really. But you got Will Smith breaking out of the Fresh Prince mold at this point, and just showing that he could be a movie star badass. Goldblum in one of my favorite roles for him, you know, and it all worked. To me, it made sense. You know, they didn't have to ham fist anything.
And then when they caught,
I'd also like to point out that a lot of people get really confused in that movie because they're like, oh, how did we have the alien code to screw up their computers on their ship? And it's explained in the plot that all of our technology comes from the alien ship that crash landed. So it's not human code interacting with alien code. It's the same damn code, dum-dum.
We adapted their technology, so naturally we have a toehold in there. We can reverse engineer. So
Ryan Haskell says Will Smith killing it in MIB and ID4.
Yep.
Yes. Yeah,
he did some other movies in the 90s, I'm sure, but those are the two that pop out.
All right, James, what's your number 9 with Will Smith?
My number 9 from 1991 sadly didn't include Will Smith. It's Terminator 2 Judgment Day.
Oh, nice. I don't have that on my list at all.
That's my number 6.
That's a good one.
I knew there would be some crossover here. I really, I figured there would be. Like, there are a lot of great sci-fi, but a lot of under the radar stuff. But you know, some of the key blockbusters, as we're all nailing right now.
Well, so far I have 4 honorable mentions. 3 of them have been named. Men in Black, Jurassic Park, and T2.
Nice. Your list too, man.
Yep. See, T2 was the one I burned through it in the 2000s. I just gorged myself on it. Now I don't watch it as much as I did then. So, but still, a very good movie. Some classic stuff.
And as we said with the effects thing a couple weeks ago or whatever, you know, the T1000 digital effects were amazing, and they still hold up.
Yes, they do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yes, they do. Ryan Haskell thought I thought T2 would be higher on all lists. Oh, Mida.
I didn't even think about it. I feel like a poor geek right now. Like, how could I miss Terminator 2? That was just epic storytelling.
Oh yeah. Mida Goodwin, he was on our show, but he said Wild Wild West was a Western sci-fi with Will Smith. Was that in the 90s?
I think that's actually early 2000s, but if it is 90s, it's late 90s.
Yeah.
But I got a feeling it's early 2000s.
Good pick, though.
Yes.
And Greg says, hey, everybody, sci-fi. Oh, boy, Jason must be in heaven.
This was a fun list. Yeah.
Oh, and Mida said 1999. It's right on the edge.
Oh, there we go. All right.
Okay, Wild West counts. And it had some good stuff. Like I like that big spider thing at the end.
Yeah, but I love the story to where that spider idea originated.
Kevin Smith. Yeah,
Kevin Smith's original script idea for Superman Lives.
Really?
Yes.
Yep.
They wanted the producer he was pitching the script to wanted him to include some sort of giant spider, and Kevin didn't want to include it, and they passed on Kevin's Superman script, and they made Wild Wild West, and what does it include? A giant spider.
Nice.
And later on, when they made Man of Steel, what's he fight? This giant world engine that's kind of crab-like or spider-like.
That's true. That is true, actually.
They still got it in there.
Aaron from Goes, he says, my older brother and I saw T2 on opening day twice in a row. As soon as it was done, we got back in line to see it again.
He is so blessed, that kid. I swear to God, the things he's told me he's done.
Yes. Well, let me see. My number 9, it's a little deviant, but I simply adore it. It's because it's Tim Burton, and anything Tim Burton touches is just gold. And it's from 1996, Mars Attacks.
Oh my God.
Okay.
Yes, Michael J. Fox, Pierce Brosnan, like just the people that are
And
in
London Batman is leaving the chat.
What? You don't like Mars Attacks?
I gotta agree with Sky on this one. Yeah, Mars Attacks, that No, it didn't work for me.
This guy is fucking stupid.
Yes.
Well, no, they
I
put
think
it
the
on.
only saving grace of that movie is the multiple parts.
He had thrown something out.
I will give you that. Nicholson was on fire. Yes.
Yes. Yes. And everything else.
including the yodeling. The yodeling super weapon.
That movie gave us an iconic character.
Tom Jones?
Well, no, Tom Jones was always a character.
Yeah, that guy's a legend. Don't diss on the legend that is Tom Jones.
Linda even says Mars Attacks, crazy creative. But we would not have Ahmed, the dead terrorist, if it wasn't for that movie.
Really?
That's
How
true.
so?
Jeff Dunham knew the special effects guy and was talking to him and said, if you get any pieces or parts or anything, let me know. And he handed him a set of eyes from the alien.
Oh,
yeah, I can see that
you're
now.
right. They are the same prosthetic.
Yeah, I can see that now. Yes.
So without Mars Attacks, we have no Ahmed.
Ow.
That's a bit of a stretch, but okay, I'll allow it.
I'll take it.
I sometimes feel Mars Attacks is one that maybe I should revisit, but then I, give my head a shake and no, I got better things to do.
You serious?
All right. In that case, let's get to number 8. Sky, what do you got for number 8?
Number 8 for me is Stargate.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, Stargate is one of my huge fandoms. Like, I've got uniforms and weapons and everything. Like, it's full on costume. I've met a couple of the actors, and it's one of my favorite things in the whole wide world. I read the book when the movie came out. The book is hilarious. I laughed out loud twice. It went on to make a television show, and I have to admit, I love the movie so much that when the television show came out, I was like, what is this garbage? Why are they putting MacGyver in this? I'm not watching this. And then season 5, you see the clip show, and you get sucked in, and you watch it all, and you're like, oh my God, this is the greatest sci-fi of all time. And it started with a dinky movie from the 90s.
But see, the cool thing was when they did that movie was dark, right? Which was the appeal. You got Kurt Russell as this tortured soldier, suicide mission. Sure, I'll go, But then the show turned it, and he is now. It's almost a slight comedy, To me, it's a reverse Buffy. Buffy, the movie, was a comedy gem, and then the show turned it to this dark, gritty, fun show. But James Spader, I love in that movie because he's just so quirky. He's like the perfect scientist guy.
Yeah.
I did enjoy that movie. I never watched any of the series at all. But that I enjoyed the movie. I watched it a couple of times back in the day, but it's not one that just stuck on my radar. It's not one I'd go back to. But I will admit that it was a good movie, and I can still picture a few key moments pretty vividly. So it's a good flick.
Linda even says Stargate's one of my faves as well. Yes, Sinister loves Spader as well. Yes, very much. But see, I got into the show because of my buddy Darcy. I'd never seen the movie. And then working at International, my buddy Darcy, when I came into work, I would have my little DVD player. And if the line went down, I'd throw in a movie. Yeah. And he comes over, he goes, we should watch Stargate on that. Okay, why not? We watched 7 seasons of Stargate before Navistar fell down. And I ended up watching it, Atlantis, Stargate Universe, and then I went back and visited the movie. So because of that one little interaction, I got sucked down a huge rabbit hole.
Yeah. It's usually how it goes.
Yes. And if you want to watch Stargate, Jason, let me know. I have all the seasons I need.
I'm good, thanks.
You binge them.
You gotta watch episode 1.
I'm good.
You gotta watch them like you did X.
Seriously. Episode 1, full frontal nudity. It's great.
Unfortunately, I'm at where I'm at in my life, that's not enough to draw me in. Sorry.
Oh,
not anymore.
That's always got to be.
No, there's got to be. I need a little bit more than that. it's bad enough right now. Like I don't want to. I'm been humming and hawing about starting Supernatural, which I know is going to be a chore. So,
Dude,
yeah,
it's totally worth it. But then stop
Supernatural is
watching
great.
season 5.
I know, but I'm afraid. I'm afraid
It's got that roller coaster. Some seasons are better than others, but
every show does.
generally it is a good, solid show.
And that's what everybody says. And I see all the memes, and I got multiple people that have watched it and are fans. But it's what 16 seasons. That's
15.
It's hard. That's why I said stop watching after 5, because that's when the original writing team left, and it just kind of like it doesn't go downhill. It just gets spread out, and there are some good shows to watch after the season 5. Like there's this one episode where the boys get thrown into our world, like the real world with no magic, and they have to interact with the actors that play them. It's hilarious.
I think Rob showed me a scene from that or something.
I think so. Yes.
There's even a Scooby-Doo animated episode apparently.
I've heard about that one too. Yeah.
Like the show is good. Like if you like Stargate for the characterization, you'll like Supernatural because you really get into the characterization of these people.
I've been humming and hawing on it for a couple months. I'm probably gonna pull the trigger soon.
It's so nice because it's a serious show, but they don't take themselves so serious that they can't have fun with the show.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
season 1 and 2 are a little rough because they're like, villain a week episodes. But once season 3 rolls around and they start introducing the angels, it's just phenomenal.
All right. Well, like I said, I'm probably going to be getting into it soon. So,
well,
see how it goes.
While we wait, what's your number 8?
My number 8, again, still with the major 90s blockbusters here. 1999, The Matrix.
Oh, nice.
That's my number 5.
I've got a number 3 or 4 on my list, but like mine's not in order. So
I about that one.
It's the first one. It really kicked open that door and expanded everyone's thoughts as to what a story like this could be. It developed its own conspiracy theory that or whatever you call it about us being in a simulation. That's basically the Matrix where that started, Yep. And, we got the bullet time technology from it, which has given us some amazing effects and, and that story just works.
It's huge too. Like the entire middle part with the exposition that explains how the war happened and what the Matrix can do and everything like that. It's 6 minutes long, but it's like, you can watch that one part all on its own. Like it's so detailed, it's so involved, and if you're a fan of classic sci-fi, the concept of plugging your brain into a computer simulation is not new. However, for the Matrix, that was the first time the mass audience was introduced to the concept of a simulation inside a computer. Like, sure, you've got Tron, and sure, you've got like Star Trek and like Doctor Who and things like that, but the Matrix really put it on the map for a lot of muggles and a lot of thoughts and a lot of basic people that had no concept of the world outside their own life. It's such a thought-provoking and integral part of sci-fi if you're going to grow up.
Linda just said that. She said Matrix encourages deep thought about tech, and she fell in love with Keanu Reeves.
I think we all did.
Aaron says that theory didn't start with the Matrix. They just used that idea in their story. Watch some anime and look up the simulation theory.
Okay.
Yep. There's an episode in the 70s that Doctor Who, like the Time Lords have, and it's called A Matrix. Oh. And it's literally, they stick their heads in it and like that they live for thousands of years because they're downloaded into the computer, right? So it's
cool.
It's not a new idea, but in the 90s, it was new to 40, 50, 60% of the public that didn't read sci-fi, that didn't watch Star Trek.
It was new to me in my little corner of southwestern Ontario with, limited access to, we didn't even have the internet yet and all that stuff. So,
that's what the film did, because literally it opens up new markets, because you're talking like Doctor Who. Well, if you weren't into that circle in the 70s, you didn't even know that show existed.
Yep.
But now they put it on a big screen. You've got a whole bunch of other people that go to see movies that are now going, That's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
A lot of
Very
people
good.
suggest that that's where the downfall of our society has gone, is that they're not watching stuff, or the mainstream has become so flushed with our sci-fi, but it's watered down, like the Star Trek stuff that's being made now. It's not thought-provoking or philosophical. It's pew pew pew, action, action, action. So we have all these new Star Trek fans who didn't grow up watching Star Trek.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
But for me, for modern sci-fi, and it does get into thought-provoking. The Expanse is a phenomenal show. Highly
Great show.
recommend The Expanse.
Love that. If you aren't watching it yet, get off your ass and do it, because that's what you've been missing in your life.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'll wait till after the show.
Okay.
James,
Good
number 8.
Okay, my number 8 from 1995 with Brad Pitt's Golden Globe winning performance, 12 Monkeys.
Ew.
Ew.
Oh. Ew. My brain hurts just thinking about that movie. And I love time travel.
That's my number 3.
Nice.
I adore like Brad Pitt in that movie alone. You know, he works, everything he does.
Yeah.
And then Madeline Stowe. It's just
And the whole cyclical nature of the movie.
yeah.
Yeah, well, the paradox is always a good payoff in any movie that does execute it well. It's just the whole Terry Gilliam crazy technology.
You have to like
Aesthetic.
Terry. You have to like the look of Terry Gilliam films. Yes.
You're not wrong. I like. I want to say I like him, but his movies are very hard on the psyche. Like I'm thinking about
Sometimes, yeah.
What's that one with the kid and the little people?
Time Bandits.
Time Bandits. Oh my God, that's such a head trip. Time Bandits, and
That's one of my all-time favorite movies. So, yeah, but I will admit it's trippy and it's weird. Doesn't quite hold up by today's standards, honestly, but it still holds a special place in my heart. So that's when I go back to.
I love the fact 12 Monkeys is based off a 30-minute short from France that has no moving. It has one moving image.
It's a slideshow. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. I have to look that up.
Called Legit. And yeah, literally, there's only one piece of film in there. Everything else is a photograph. But yet you watch it, and then when you think about it, you visualize it moving. It's so cool. Oh, you got Aaron's attention. OMFG. I love Time Bandits. My dad took us to the Eaton Center Theater in Toronto to see it. Actually, that's where I saw it too.
Nice.
Ryan Haskell. The
Yeah,
TV
the
show
TV
wasn't
show's
that
pretty good.
good for 12 Monkeys. I didn't even touch the TV show.
It was way better, I thought. Like I got really into it.
No. No, I got the perfect one for that. Hang on here.
Uh-oh.
Thank you.
Hey, all I'm saying is I didn't like the movie, but the TV series picks up the slack where it dropped, I think.
I watched Lethal Weapon, the TV show. I only watched 2 episodes, and I had to burn myself that out of my head. So whenever other shows pop up based on something like that, that obviously has no sequel, it's like, no, don't go near it.
Yeah.
And then Aaron says, and then later on, the Adventures of Baron Munchausen.
Oh, that's
another
another one.
twist.
Gilliam movie.
Okay, so number 8. We're
Right.
on 7,
You're
right?
number 8.
Oh, my number 8. That's right.
Yeah.
Mine kicked off the 90s, and it gave us the best duo since Batman and Robin. Fred Ward and Kevin Bacon in Tremors.
Oh, classic.
I love Kevin Bacon in that film.
Damn it, that one didn't come up in my initial list.
Oh, same here.
It came up in mine, but I skipped over it because there were way better movies than Tremors on it. But don't get me wrong, Tremors is a good sit down, pop the popcorn, have a drink, do your thing, and just sit back and let this movie take over because it's so entertaining.
And
It's
30
so
years later,
funny. It's
still
so
going.
creepy. It's got some serious like suspense built into it before you even know about the creatures. You know, there's just a lot of weird shit going on around Paradise or whatever it's called, and it's like, holy smokes, what is going on? And seeing the dad from the liberal dad from what is it, Family Ties?
Family Ties.
Yeah.
Being a conservative gun nut was literally the greatest transformation I'd ever seen an actor do at that time.
And that's the best part, is the fact that he has been carrying the sequels.
Yep.
You know,
He's in every single one of them, I think.
Yeah,
There's
he
like
is.
6 of them now or something.
they just
7
released
maybe.
one. Was it last year? I think was the latest one.
I
Like,
think
it's
so, yeah.
still going. It's crazy.
They did try to
Yeah.
do a TV show not long ago, but I don't think it took off.
I remember hearing about that. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember something.
I
Like
feel like that was going to be one of Amazon Prime's first things, and I don't think it made it past pilot stage.
Too bad. That probably would have been better in 12 Monkeys. Okay, number 7. Sky.
My number 7, I think, is Independence Day. So
Still, very good pick.
Cool.
The aliens in that are very cool, and I think that was my first Brent Spiner role beyond Star Trek.
oh yeah.
Not for me. I remember him from Night Court
Well, that's just it. Night
before
Court.
Star Trek.
Oh yeah. He's in Night Court.
Nice.
Gotta love it.
That was such a great show.
I love that show. Jason,
Better than
number
Shield.
My number 7, 1992, The Lawnmower Man.
Ooh. See, there's a
Nice.
Matrix.
I just
Thank
saw,
you, Ryan.
where did I see that?
I just saw the director's cut of that recently.
Oh, Linda said it right here. The Lawnmower Man. The idea of getting lost in virtual tech is scary.
I saw that in the theater. It scared me at the time. Yeah.
For me, it's the concept, and I believe this has been disproven, but for a long time, I remember I kept hearing that there was the theory that humans didn't use 100% of their brain power, their brain capacity. And so the Lawnmower Man played on the fact of him unlocking more parts of the brain.
Yeah.
And that concept just fascinated the hell out of me. And I've held on to that for a long time.
Jeff Fahey did a great job, and then Pierce Brosnan in there too.
Yep.
Yes.
He's in that movie.
He's the main character.
Pierce
You're-
Brosnan.
Pierce Brosnan
he's
and
the
Jeff
scientist.
Fahey are the
Yeah.
two lead actors
Yeah,
in
that's what
that
I'm
film.
saying. Like, I don't think of him as the main character. I think of like the is it
Job.
who is
Jeff Fahey
Job.
from Law. Yeah.
Jeff Fahey is the lead, but Pierce Brosnan would be the second lead, if you will, because he's the
Okay.
scientist responsible for it. He's the hero, technically, in the end.
Now, if only
Okay.
it was based on the actual Stephen King story.
That's true. Yes. Yes.
It's not a Stephen King movie, man. I haven't thought about Lawnmower Man in probably 20 years.
And let's just not even what sequels? There's no sequels.
No, that's another one. Yes. All right, James, what's your number 7?
My number 7 from 1997, Cube.
Ooh, Canadian production, nice.
Yeah. Debut from Vincenzo Natali.
Yes. The last time I was at Bits, I got to talk with him because
Oh, nice.
he did one of the panels, and they were talking about that and Among the Tall Grass. Is that what it's called?
I heard that's it's a recent messed up movie. Yeah, I think it's called that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a Stephen King story. Yes. But yeah, that's a great movie. I didn't see it until actually after I talked to him, and then I felt bad that I was talking to him about it, and I hadn't seen it, so I went and watched it.
You can ignore the sequels.
That's what he said too.
Yeah,
Yes.
a couple of them.
Yes.
Well, my number 7 is a very panned movie from 1990, but I love it. Bill Paxton, Danny Glover, they just great. Predator 2. Gary Busey. Yeah.
Honorable mentions.
Yes.
Yeah.
I thought it was cool dropping the Predator into an urban setting.
Yeah.
Oh, totally. Like, if you're gonna have a sequel, you got to change it up, and this was just the right amount of change up.
Yep. And that's exactly what I wanted. I loved the original movie so much. I wanted more of them. I wanted to get to know more about them. So we got that we got to see more toys. and then we got to see the ship in the end, and of course there was that big the alien skull thing just made everybody explode, even though it wasn't even intentional.
No, they just filled it up with props.
Yep.
They said, look, we have stuff on the wall. What kind of skulls you got? They said, here, and they just stuck them up there. And it turned into another franchise.
Yeah. Well, because that movie was being made. We had this discussion a while back. That movie was being made when AVP, the original comic book, was just coming out.
Yep.
So there was no crossover. There was no connection at all.
AVP started because of Predator 2. Like that scene put the kernel in the person's head to do the comic.
Oh, really?
Yep.
It existed.
I thought they coexisted separately, and it was just coincidence.
No,
that's what I'd always heard.
It existed pretty much in every other form of media before they finally got the movie made. They made a card game, they made a video game, they made a comic, graphic novels. Then they finally got around to the movies.
Better late than never. All right, number 6. Sky, what do you got?
Number 6 for me is Bicentennial Man.
I've never seen that.
That's in my honorable mention as well.
It's based off a short story by
Isaac Asimov.
Isaac Asimov. Yep, I was going to say Arthur C. Clarke for some reason, but no, Isaac Asimov. And Robin Williams is a treat in this movie. Everyone loves Robin Williams for so many different reasons, but for me, Bicentennial Man, watching a silicone android turn into a living, breathing human being is one of the most inspiring things. Like, if you're a fan of Data from Star Trek, Bicentennial Man is for you, because this is the progression from the artificial into the organic, and you never see that. Like, usually it's an organic sticking his brain in a computer and living forever, but in this way, it's about a computer that earns a soul, and it's just amazing to watch.
That was his ultimate goal, is he wanted to have a soul.
Yep.
That was his driving goal for the whole process. And it's one of those very rare sci-fis like this that's not in any way an action film. Like, it is a total family-friendly drama piece.
This is what I call classic sci-fi, because there is no laser guns and teleporters and like fast ships and stuff. There's just where we are in the future.
Yeah.
Science and fiction. Yes. Yeah. I got a little behind here. I'm so sorry. Ryan Haskell posted about Lawnmower Man. I hate people pass it over because of Stephen King's lawsuit. Different story, but just as good. And yeah, this is one of those moments where it's a great story. It just shouldn't have been called that.
Yes.
They should have gone with the original title and kept it original instead of trying to pull Stephen King fans. That's my take on it. Linda said Soldier with Kurt Russell. He does a great tortured character. As we know from Stargate. Yes, he does.
That's another honorable mention.
Ryan even says, yes, huge Cube fan. Linda said Glover was great. Nice gory effects and scenes. Loved it. And I think we're getting caught up here. Aaron Milko says, it's a cute movie, but it's missing big parts of the book. This is Bicentennial Man. I love Asimov and have read all the Robots books and the Foundation books.
Yeah, I've read the entire Isaac Asimov future history, which is the robot novels that leads to the Empire novels that leads to the Foundation. And I've read that entire series. I discovered him in high school, and he's my favorite sci-fi author of all time.
He's like the granddaddy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, it's him, Arthur C. Clarke, and Frank Herbert that are just the top three that really define sci-fi in every way.
Let me see. Jason, we already know you're number 6. It's T2.
Yep.
James, number 6.
Okay, my number 6 from 1999 got released not too long after The Matrix, so it kind of got overshadowed by it, but it deals with a somewhat similar premise and is The 13th Floor.
The what?
The 13th Floor.
I know the title, but I know nothing about that film.
I've seen a trailer for another one.
This one's got Craig Bierko, Armin Mueller-Stahl, and Vincent D'Onofrio. And this is sort of like where you get guys in a science lab working on their own virtual reality, their own little world. And the one that they're designing is not as like 1920s LA, and one day his boss goes in there and he gets killed. So he follows him in there and investigates, and he finds his version of himself and version of people he knows. Sorry.
Just in case.
But not inhabited by a real person. They have their own personalities, and it's just they're in 1920s LA getup. And what you find out later is that their current reality is also a simulation from people that look like them in the future. So it's a simulation. So it's like a matrix within a matrix kind of thing.
Matrixception.
Oh, that's messed up.
But they're not being controlled by robots or computers or anything. It's just people that are making these, and they just realize I made a simulation. Wait, I'm a simulation, and
I might have to.
but it got lost in the shuffle.
Matrix.
I definitely didn't see it, but I do remember the trailer.
Yeah, you see him he's like, so what? He's like, where are you? Oh, pretty much the end of the world, and he's staring at standing at the end of a highway road, and all you see is like these green lines from like old computer matrix kind of thing, because the city wasn't finished.
I got to check that one out. I do. Let me see. My number 6, 1999, the one that restarted everything again, even though everybody hates it. Star Wars: The Phantom Menace. You knew it had to be on my list.
Nice.
I'm not going to discount it. But you read that article I sent you, right?
I haven't read it yet.
Okay. It's got an interesting take on how the Star Wars universe progressed, and it references to some sort of documentary or a book or something that's come out where with direct interviews from Lucas and whatnot. It really does shed a lot of light, and it fills in some gaps as to the thought processes of making those films.
Oh, Neil said this room is blue. The cube. Or sorry, cube. not done. Let me see here. Okay. On to number 5. Sky, what do you got?
I think I'm starting to make some repeats here.
That's okay.
Did I say Judge Dredd yet?
No.
Nope.
So Judge Dredd is not the best translation of comic book to movie. However, this movie's got almost everything. It's got comedy, it's got action, it's got sci-fi, it's got like that gun. The Lawgiver 2 was the coolest sidearm I had ever seen utilized in a movie. Voice activated, permeable round ammunition with DNA sequenced safety. I mean, holy smokes. And the Lawgiver or the Lawmaster bikes, those were so cool. The armor was cool. This is one of those movies that just screams 90s because of the aesthetic, the editing, the actors. You watch Judge Dredd and you're like, yep, this is a 90s movie. And it's got everything. It's got the Cain and Abel story. It's got the prodigal son returning. It's got like every like
Psycho
hero's
Mutant
journey.
Rednecks.
Right?
If you're gonna have everything, you gotta have Psycho Mutant Rednecks.
It's not a 90s
Cannibal.
movie without that.
Animal.
Let me see here. Neil said, the last 20 minutes of Phantom Menace is awesome. A lot of flaws before that, though. This brings up, I always compare filmmaking and the creative process. I use Star Wars as the perfect example.
Oh, yeah?
When you have a great team, you make great work. Star Wars, the original trilogy, was a team. The Star Wars was saved by the editor. You know, then the directors came in and did Empire. And so you had a beautiful team working together. Then you got to the prequels, which were all George. Okay? Nobody else was involved. George wrote them. George directed them. George edited them, like was part of the editing. And you get tunnel vision. He knew his story, and it didn't matter where it got boring. He told that story.
Mm-hmm.
Then you go on the other side of the scale where a corporation owns it, and you have the sequels where they try to appease the stock market or they don't look at the source. So that movie is beautiful for comparison to show you how the best way is to make a movie.
So how do you explain that the corporation and George did it better?
The corporation and George.
The sequels and the prequels are both better than the originals.
Just boot him.
Guys, leaving the chat.
Just boot him. Yeah, just
No, this is my
that
favorite.
man.
that
You just stacking stupidity on top of stupidity.
I think that's my favorite for that one.
You knew I was going to say it.
I was waiting for it. Number 5, Jason, what do you got?
I need a second.
Center yourself.
1993 Demolition Man.
Oh,
Nice.
good one.
This top 5 for me, these are ones that I go back to on a fairly regular basis. So
Sorry, Ryan says check his house for gas leaks. Brain's not working quite right.
yeah,
What?
Demolition Man. Come on, it's not time travel per se. It's just a jump to the future, but that what they give us there and the politics of the day. You got Stallone in all his action glory. You got Wesley Snipes being a badass psycho. You know, come on.
Dennis Leary rants.
Dennis Leary in the heyday of his ranting.
Sandra Bullock.
Sandra Bullock looking all cute as a button.
Benjamin Bratt as a geek.
Them in the car singing along to the jingles. Like just Benjamin Bratt's face, like the
Mini
pure
Tunes.
joy
What?
singing those. Yes. The
Oh,
Mini
yeah.
Tunes. But just his face as he's singing along with Armour hot dogs. Like,
He doesn't know how to use the 3 seashells.
Wow.
Oh, he doesn't know how to use the 3 seashells.
That was the other thing too, was Stallone cursing into the machine so he had paper. I thought that was brilliant.
and
Yeah.
then later on, Sandra Bullock, she parks herself next to it, so because she knows he's gonna swear, and she just, I got it.
Oh man, that's my number 1. I
Oh,
watched
nice.
that a lot. I adore that film. Jesse Ventura, he's got a cameo in there.
Yep.
You know, it's so much.
It was very prolific too. Like it kind of like predicted where we are now.
Kind of, sorta.
Yeah,
A
little bit.
We're
Don't
definitely
freak out.
down that road. Yes. I just hope somebody other than Taco Bell wins the franchise wars.
big time. KFC. All right, James, we know yours is
Matrix, yeah.
mine. I love this one because it's the one that pulled me into this franchise, and it's not even. I don't consider it a franchise movie because it's a murder mystery, and it's from 1991, Star Trek VI: The Undiscovered Country.
Oh, it's one of the only ones I haven't seen yet. Still, is that the one with?
That's one of the best ones.
Is that the one with Christopher Plummer?
Yeah.
He's just like, I surrender. We surrender. So I'm like, okay, I saw the preview a million times and I have it. I just still need to watch it.
Watch it, buddy. It's good. Like I said, it's basically a giant murder mystery.
Yeah.
Totally.
It is so good.
We didn't fire on them. According to our computers, we did. That kind of, yeah.
Yep.
See, I still vividly remember the preview.
Give it a watch, man. Give it a watch. I'm not going to say the word.
All right.
Watch. All right. Guy, number 4.
Have I said Dark City yet?
No.
No.
Oh, that's my number 3.
Nice.
Oh, good choice, sir. Good choice.
Yes.
Dark City is definitely not for the meek. It's definitely not for the
Be right back.
jovial at heart because it deals with excessively bad ideas. Well, not bad ideas, but like some very dark connotations. Like the main plot is how do I explain this? It's literally a city full of people that were abducted by aliens, and these aliens literally change the memories and personalities of every person. It's like a giant lab rat city, and it's very matrixy. It's very not in a combat way or plugged into a computer way, but in a your life is not what you think it is. And we follow the main character who has been turned into a murderer. Like, he didn't kill anybody, but his memories say he killed the woman, the prostitute he's with. And what ends up happening is his memories didn't take, so he has amnesia. So the police and everyone are hunting him, but he's not a murderer. And then he starts developing these super psychic powers that basically reorder like the world, and kind of like Neo in the Matrix, where he can do whatever he wants. And they're like, you find out that like no one in the city has even seen the sun before. They all have memories of the sun, but none of them ever actually seen the sun. I'm surprised they're not all suffering from rickets or vitamin D deficiency.
Yeah.
Like, seriously. And when the movie ends, there's still no happy ending. They're all still stuck in this lab rat, but at least the aliens aren't in control anymore. And it's so thought-provoking. It's so creepy. It's a philosophical ride of like, are you who you are? Are you the sum of your memories? If you were someone else's memories, would you be that person? Like, it's so messed up. But if you got a fear of needles, this is not a movie for you.
Brian Haskell says Dark City is also on my all-time list. Aaron said Dark City is interesting. Not in my top 10, but would get an honorable mention. And Neil says Dark City is my number 2 after The Matrix.
Nice.
Yeah, that's a polarized movie, because that's one of the ones you either love or you hate.
It's true.
I can't say I hate it. I just don't love it. I barely remember it. Like,
it was such an impressive follow-up when your first movie is The Crow. It's like, I'm going to do Dark City and just blow your mind apart.
I was under the influence of certain substances while watching Dark City for the first time. That might help.
See, there you go. That's a
all right.
type of visual.
All right.
You do realize there are drug movies, right? And sci-fi is one of those movies where, like, you can watch it and, yeah, okay, it's a good movie. And then you get, like, inebriated and watch it, you're like, holy smokes! This explains everything that's wrong in my life. What the hell?
And then there's Pink Floyd The Wall, where you have to be stoned just to understand anything.
Absolutely.
Of that film.
I watched it sober and I was like, this is stupid. And then you watch it under influence and you're like, oh, it makes sense. Why does it make sense? That doesn't make sense. Why does it make sense?
It's like the drugs are a translation filter.
Yeah, universal.
Sure, that's what they're called.
Jason, what's your number 4?
My number 4, 1995, truly one of my favorite Keanu Reeves films, Johnny Mnemonic.
I'm glad someone said that. I completely forgot about it, but
I just absolutely I love the cyberpunk genre. That's why I love that video game, even though it's got the glitches and everything. The game they put out, it took us 30 years to finally get a cyberpunk video game, so I'm glad to have it. But Johnny Mnemonic was just so cyberpunk. It was everything that I wanted for that genre. I love that movie.
Still have to see that.
Neil said each copy of Dark City on Blu-ray comes with a joint. See,
that may not be true, but it could be now.
That is the ultimate marketing right there.
didn't Cheech and Chong do that with Up in Smoke?
I don't know about that. I know they had the giant rolling paper in one of their albums.
Yeah,
that's what I'm thinking of. That's what I was thinking of.
Yeah, their album, The Big Bamboo, had a giant rolling paper in it.
Big Bambino.
Nope, Bamboo. Where is he going? Get back here.
Probably get proof.
Actually, I actually know a guy I work with. He's a vinyl collector, and he managed to find a really good copy of Big Bamboo by Cheech and Chong, and it still had the rolling paper inside.
Sorry, you are right. It's Big Bamboo.
Yes. Does yours have the rolling paper in it?
Still does.
Nice. I was just saying, one of my coworkers found one. He got one online that's in really good condition, and it still had the paper.
Nice.
Yeah, so,
okay, James, number 4.
My number 4 from 1995. I'm guessing it's probably not on your guys' list. I don't know. Based on a Philip K. Dick short story, it's 1995's Screamers.
Oh,
It didn't make my list, but I do remember that film fondly.
Peter Weller, Jennifer Rubin, and Roy Dupuis. Loved this movie. Love how they just find out that these things meant to help the planet just started to evolve and then upgrade themselves and like start attacking anyone who comes along.
You know, our own technology turned against us.
Yeah.
Minute says, yes, Screamers was great. And he also says, I like Johnny Mnemonic, but really wanted to like it. Love me some Cyberpunk.
Yep.
Okay. So my number 4, 1999. And this is one I still, again, the top 5 I watch on circuit. Tim Allen is my hero. But you put him with Alan Rickman, Sigourney Weaver.
oh, damn it!
That's your number
That's
2.
that's such a good choice.
That's my number 2.
That's a matter of opinion, but
First introduction to Justin Long.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes.
I mean, and they've been talking about a sequel for so long. Sadly, with Alan Rickman gone, it won't quite be the same.
Yeah, I know if they do it, I know I will watch it. But yeah, without Rickman, that's gonna hurt.
But it's beautiful with Tim Allen being a William Shatner-ish character, and seeing him at these cons and then trying to convince everybody that these are real aliens that he's talking to.
And Sigourney Weaver, all I did was repeat what the computer said, and I'm doing it.
Why is this in the ship? Well, because it's in the show. This is the stupidest thing I've ever. I'm not doing this.
And there is one flub in there you can still watch. During that scene, Sigourney Weaver says, "Fuck this."
Oh, yeah.
They overdub it with "screw this," but the film does not say "screw this."
I remember that.
I love it.
And Sam Rockwell.
I know.
Oh, yeah.
Crushes that role. He's such a Weasley nobody. Wants to be the badass, but he's such a coward.
Yes.
I love all the actors that play the Fermions. Like any one of us could put on a bob wig, a silver suit, and act like a Fermion, and everyone would know who we were. It's ridiculous. Like they are a very distinct race, and I really do appreciate their aesthetic.
What was that show in Toronto called Breaking Point or Shadow?
Flashpoint. Yeah, Enrico Colantoni is what you're thinking.
Yes.
Yes.
A buddy of mine made a film called Dark Stranger. Amazing film, and he plays the dad. And I'm watching it going, I know him from somewhere. Oh, Flashpoint, that's right. And then halfway through the film, no, he's from Galaxy Quest. And I couldn't get it out of my head.
AKA Veronica Mars's dad.
That too.
Really?
Yeah.
I could not get it out of my head after that.
Yeah, you had for those aliens, you had Enrico Colantoni, Missy Pyle, Rainn Wilson, Dwight from The Office, and there was one other one that stood out. I can't think of the guy's name.
And then it exploded.
The one who loved Alan Rickman's character and wanted to follow his footsteps.
Him. Yeah.
Those are the ones that stood out the most.
I can't remember his name now. But yeah, it's okay.
Oh, okay.
No, go ahead, Sky.
I was going to say Tony Shalhoub's character is so awesome. Because in the TV show, he played like a high-strung, like, absolutely, you're going to blow up the engines, you asshole. And then, then you see him, he's like totally Xanaxed up. He's like, oh, hey, guys.
We got to slow down.
We got to slow down or the ship's going to explode. Just a heads up. Just thought you should know.
When they first teleport, too, everybody's all shaken up. He goes, well, that was interesting.
That was a hell of a thing.
And then he hooks up with the alien.
Yeah.
And Sam Rockwell's watching them go, ooh.
That's some hentai stuff right there.
Number 3, Sky. What's your number 3?
Did I say Blade yet?
No.
Blade is one of those it's definitely a 90s movie. You can tell by the hair, the style, the everything. It is definitely set in the 90s, and it is a hell of a story. Like, I don't even know where to begin with Blade. Like, having like it's a Marvel property, and Marvel wasn't doing so good at that time, but like this really not only launched a trilogy, which I don't know if you want to count that as being good or bad, but like the whole effects, the vampires themselves, the actors. I mean,
it was an R-rated comic book movie.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was successful.
Yes.
Yeah.
That saved Marvel.
Everybody wanted to be Wesley Snipes. Like, I remember, like, I've always been a swordsman, but as soon as Blade came out, I was like, oh, there's another sword I gotta own. Jeez. Like, oh my God. And Chris Christopherson as like the grizzled old mentor type.
Oh yeah.
And Stephen Dorff does an excellent job of being sinister and manipulative. And
Stephen Dorff's just naturally good at
power
playing a douchebag.
I
Stephen
didn't think
Dorff
he was a douchebag vampire.
Oh, I totally got douchebag off that role.
No,
for sure.
I think Donald Logue is more the douchebag vampire.
Yeah. Poor guy keeps dying.
Keeps losing an arm.
Yep.
Give me your hand, man. Why? Because they're all better now.
I'm just kidding, man.
Oh man, that film is so
The Quinn man just keeps on coming.
just the opening alone when you have
Oh,
Tracy
yeah.
Brooks walking through the
Blood rave.
Yeah.
The blood rave, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that big reveal with the lights going up and he's bloodbath on the wall.
Tracy Lords.
Okay.
Yep.
Number 3 for Jason, you're Men in Black.
Yep.
James is Dark City,
Yeah.
and I am 12 Monkeys. We all knew that one.
Excellent.
Let's jump to number 2. Sky, it's you again.
I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Greg
What I
says,
mean.
James, did you have Killer Clowns from Outer Space? Oops,
No.
sorry.
Oh, well, that too, and I don't think I've ever watched the whole thing from beginning to end,
That'll do.
so I don't know if I'd be able to count it.
I didn't do them in order. I should have done them in order, but I was just literally jumping all over my list. But I think my second one. Were we on second or third?
2.
Number 2.
Two.
We're on second. So I think my second has already been picked.
Which one?
And I think it was Independence Day or
Oh, okay. Yeah, because
Matrix.
you haven't said that one yet.
Yeah, those have
Did I
come up.
say that
yeah.
one yet? So that was my second.
Okay.
Okay. So that my last one is what I've got left. So
Okay.
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 In that case, number 2 goes
My number 2 is Galaxy Quest.
Oh, nice. I didn't mark that down. All right. So, James, where'd you?
My number 2, 1997, Gattaca.
oh, good one.
I forgot about that. Ethan Hawke.
Ethan Hawke, Uma
That's
Thurman, yeah.
That's
Oh,
real Nazi stuff.
I'm not sure if I ever actually watched it.
it was years before. It was years before I finally watched it. Probably, well, because it says 97, and I watched it before I came to Chatham, so it was probably prior to 2012. So it was a good long time before I had watched it. After it had came out, because I'd always heard of it.
Greg says, wow, a rare good one. Jason to James. Nice. It's true. Usually with James, it's like, what? Where did that come from?
Well, as we saw earlier with his Star Wars comments.
Exactly. My number 2. This one I watch so much. Oh, here we go. Linda said, Galaxy Quest, so fun. Gattaca, strong focus on how powerful money is. Yep. But this one,
Not this. I don't know if it's so much money. It's the family you're born into.
More eugenics. It's more about eugenics. It's more about like the Ubermensch and the Nazi concept of perfect human beings.
You want to eliminate any illness they may have, any deficiency they may have.
Yep.
Yeah.
There's a class of people who are perfect, and there's a class of people who are literally secondhand citizens.
I might actually have to watch this. I've only seen pieces of it, so.
Oh, dude, it's worth a watch for sure.
But my number 2, I've watched a lot, and I know you all have watched it. I'm surprised it's not on your list unless it's number 1 for some of you. Bruce Willis's iconic role, The Fifth Element.
Yep. That's my number 1.
It almost made my list.
Almost.
Negative.
It was literally my first choice.
I am a meat popsicle.
Exactly. And the aliens. I love the aliens. Gary Oldman is killer in this movie. You know?
Absolutely.
Gary Oldman's killer in everything. Come on.
But he's like a freaking chameleon, that guy. That's what you never see him in the same kind of look. Well, okay, where else would he wear a plexiglass hat? I don't know.
You've all seen that meme of, on your deathbed, you come to the realization that your entire life has just been Gary Oldman playing you.
All of a sudden you hear the words cut.
Yeah. What I've heard is, imagine you're out shopping one day picking up apples, and all of a sudden a director says cut, and you are Gary Oldman. That's how good he is.
There's something else we always hear too after that movie. Lilo Dallas Multipass. Lilo Dallas.
I have a multi-pass thing where you could put your driver's license or something in.
Oh, neat.
And I've wanted to use it for my badge for work, but I have 3 cards in the sleeve that I have to have it with me at all times. They won't all fit, damn it.
No multi-pass for you.
Nope.
Linda says Gary is one of the great character actors for sure.
Oh yeah.
I will say, anytime I enter a room and have to turn the light on, Luke Perry going through my head, Aziz, light.
Yep, that's true.
There's so many great lines from that movie. There's so many great things, so many great props, the aesthetics, like the Z17 gun. That is one of the greatest. I talk about the Lawgiver 2 and Judge Dredd, but that thing has repeat, flamethrower, ice cube system, poison head arrows, freaking what else? A net launcher? Seriously.
No one ever asked about the little red button on the bottom of the gun. The self-destruct.
That is the best scene when those aliens are playing with the guns at the end. Net go poosh over top of one of the other ones, and oh man! And then the big fight scene in the middle of the ball thing, where he's talking to the one deaf player. He's like,
"Yeah,
help me!" And he throws him a pool ball. It's like, yeah, thanks.
Every character, even Ruby Rod, has their own shining moment where it's just sure, he's annoying, and sure, Lilo doesn't speak English. And you know what's the really, really messed up about that movie is I read the book, and she's not just saying gobbledygook. Everything that she says phonetically was in the book. I read Lilu's lines, and I'm like, that is literally what she says out loud. If you watch enough times, you kind of get the phonetics for her name and for everything she says. And when you read the book and you realize, holy smokes, they actually wrote this down and she memorized it. And and then you find out later on that the director and her were kind of having an affair, and this was how they communicated with each other, was this made up language that he had developed for this character, and they were the only 2 people on Earth that could speak it, and that's how they were, running around.
Linda said, for sure, the weapons and character creation were outstanding. Yes.
I'm a big fan of Luc Besson's work. So, Fifth Element was high. Unfortunately, just I haven't revisited enough to put it on this list. But I really love Valerian and the City of a Thousand Planets. So
I like that one too. That was a good one.
Okay. Well, Jason, what's your number 1?
My number 1, 1997, Starship Troopers.
Oh, why is that not on my list?
Medic!
Come on. It's
I want to change my number 1.
Paul Verhoeven going back to the ultra-violent sci-fi to tell satire again, make some comments about society.
If you disable the enemy's hand, they cannot push that button.
So many great lines, so many great scenes, and the ultraviolet was just great. The effects were awesome. You know, and it's one of those films that I just shut off and just let it just get me amped up. I'm ready to kick some ass, you know.
And those CGI bugs are still used in other productions. Like there's a cartoon series, there's like 3 movies. No, there's 4 movies actually. There's an actual like CG movie where Casper Van Dien comes back as Rico.
Yeah, that's number 3, I think.
Is it 3?
But they also did.
I'm talking about a CGI movie.
They also did a CGI movie. Yes.
Yes.
But he's in the 3rd one too.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna have to check that out.
It's not impressive.
No. Again, I try not to talk about the sequels. I only saw 2 and 3. I didn't see the CGI one, but the second one took it in a different direction. I almost tried to do a reverse Aliens, where they tried to take it back to being like a suspenseful horror.
It wasn't bad. It didn't have the campiness and outrageousness of the first one.
And the 3rd one, they tried to incorporate elements from the original book. So that's where Rico comes back, because they put him in the power armor and stuff. Which, if you've read the original story from Robert Heinlein, they're in power.
That's how the mobile infantry works. Yeah.
Right.
Mida says Starship Troopers was great, but I wish they would have delved into the socio-political side of things more.
I think we got enough of that.
I thought that was very.
Oh, where'd Jason go? I just liked every time it was like the computer screen. Do you want to know more?
I know what it is. His phone hit 50% and Kirby kicked him out again.
Oh, it's those damn iPhones.
Was your phone?
There
hit
he is.
50%?
It just, the program closed again. Not like last week where my entire phone shut off, but the program just shut on me.
It's those damn iPhones.
Right?
Oh, shush.
Linda said, what was the name of the bribe they helped escape?
The bribe they helped? What?
I'm not sure of that question.
What movie was this from, Linda?
Yeah, that's not Starship Troopers.
It's not? I don't know then. If you can clarify, Linda, we'll get to that.
Does she mean bride? It also doesn't make sense.
Could have been this word, which still means
that was a spell check thing. I think that was a autocorrect.
Okay, well, James, what's your number 1?
Oh, my number one was number 1 as soon as I started making this list. It was the other 9 that I had trouble with. 1997, my favorite space horror movie, Event Horizon.
Ugh.
I think it's my favorite space horror movie. It is such a mind fuck, mind screw, whatever. I think it's
keeping it classy.
I don't know. I think it's awesome.
It definitely has elements of Lovecraft and cosmic horror, so I get it. It's not bad. Good. Not bad.
Especially when they finally decode the little captain's log. You just see Lawrence Fishburne. We're leaving. Fuck this ship.
Time to go. Real quick, Linda got back to us. The alien tribe they helped escape in Valerian.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I've only watched it once. It was good, but I can't remember a lot of it.
I do know who she's talking about, and those aliens were beautiful.
Yeah.
Stunning. Isn't it? That's what.
Like even the men were beautiful. Like, you know what I mean? Like that's the whole race is just gorgeous.
I know Ethan Hawke's in there somewhere as a pimp.
Yeah, that's when you see Rihanna too. They're in the same scene together.
Oh yeah, Rihanna's in that movie. I forgot. Yeah.
Yeah, she plays Bubble.
Yeah.
Event Horizon reminded me of Hellraiser.
Yeah.
I could see that a bit. I can.
Very much, yeah.
Let me see. A more gentle version of Avatar. Oh, the tribe from Valerian?
Yes. Yeah.
I was gonna say Event Horizon? No.
Conversation going on here about polar opposites.
Yeah.
Okay. So there we go. That is
Rob. What did you already say your number 1? It was
dude.
Yeah, it was Demolition Man.
Yeah.
Oh yes, yes. Sorry.
I chimed in back there before.
Right.
But I got to see Event Horizon again. I watched it once and it was okay, but I've never revisited it, and I have to. I know I do.
It's those messed up horror movies you have to watch at 2 or 3 in the morning. I don't know what it is.
Okay, maybe I'll do that then.
I wasn't planning on sleeping ever again.
I've got 2 honorable mentions I just want to throw out there, just because the fact that they came up on this list and that I have not watched either one of them in a very long time, and I want to now. Free Jack.
Oh yeah.
You know, I loved the hell out of that movie back in the day, and I have not watched it in way too long. And Fortress with Christopher Lambert.
That was okay.
I really dug that one, and both of those movies I think I need to try and squeeze in sometime soon.
Free Jack was a very, very good acting job in one of his few acting roles, Rolling Stones lead singer
Mick Jagger.
Thank you.
Jagger. I
He
was
did
trying
a
to come
good
up with
job.
it too, but luckily you gave prompts. But it's not Christopher. It's who's the other guy? It's Emilio Estevez.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah.
And Sir Anthony Hopkins.
And Anthony Hopkins, yeah.
And Rene Russo, I believe, plays the female lead.
I think so.
I think you're right.
Oh,
I had one honorable mention. It was, well, aside from Stargate, which was mentioned, it was the one based on the Robert A. Heinlein novel. It was Puppet Masters with Donald Sutherland.
Oh yes, I do remember.
oh,
that.
the alien. Yeah, that's a good one.
Parasite. Yeah.
Yeah, they attached to the back of the neck and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, my only one left is 1998's X-Files: Fight the Future.
That was initially on my list.
Yeah.
That one got me back into the show because the movie came out, and then the very next season started with they jumped off of the movie. They continued that storyline directly, which that doesn't usually happen.
Nope.
No. Well, it was the first X-Files movie too, so.
Yeah.
But yeah, so man, that was a great list. Sky, thanks so much for joining us.
Yes, that was awesome.
Thanks for having me.
Yes.
I appreciate it.
Oh man, anytime. Oh wait, Neil says, now what's the worst sci-fi film of the 90s? Armageddon? No, it's got to be Highlander 2.
Ooh.
Oh, we don't talk about Highlander 2. You're getting a feeling when I get off this, sir. He's right next to me.
We do not talk about that one.
No, there's Highlander and Highlander the series, and if you're really, really, really drunk, Highlander 3, but there is no Highlander 2
What was the
or
fourth one?
animated series.
Highlander 4 was Highlander Endgame. That's my favorite of the series, but
Yeah, that was where they bridged the show with the movie.
yeah.
Edge is
It's
in it.
okay. It's not the best, but I still have to watch The Source.
Don't watch. I wouldn't
don't
recommend
watch
it. It's not
good,
as
'cause
bad as it's not as bad as Highlander 2. It's just it only focuses on Duncan from the TV show, and it really doesn't live up to anything.
Oh, see, I'm a Duncan fan, big time. But if it screws his character up, then I'm not interested.
It's like
I'm actually thinking, I'm hoping that Henry Cavill, when he plays Highlander, it's not going to be Connor, it's going to be Duncan. He looks more like Duncan than he does Connor, so I would prefer Duncan over Connor.
Whoa.
This is where I have a hard time because I love the Highlander.
Mm-hmm.
When the Highlander ends, it's over.
Yes.
It is. It should never have made into sequels. Should never have been made into a TV show. I totally agree with that.
The TV show had kind of an appeal, and like you said, a couple of the movies drew my attention, but they shouldn't ever have happened.
I agree. But since it did happen, huge fan of the TV series. The Watchers, Elizabeth Grayson, holy smokes. There's so many good things the TV show has. I'll always advocate for Highlander, the TV series. Not the Ravens so much, but definitely.
But I'm
one.
still kind of dumbfounded. Did you say Henry Cavill is doing a new remake of
Yep.
Highlander?
they're doing a Highlander reboot, and I think he's attached. Yeah.
No.
Aaron said Henry Cavill should play Kurgan.
I find that more interesting. I'm still kind of 50-50 on Cable right now. So Like I've seen some good and some not so good from him, in my opinion.
The Witcher.
And he's already got The Witcher. I have not watched The Witcher yet. I hear good things.
So,
yes, but
what you
I
need to do is you need to get a friend with some editing software and give him the whole show and say, put this in order, please. Then watch Witcher. Because if you watch it now, you're going to get angry. That is the worst editing I have ever seen in history.
Oh, here's Mida. Mida agrees with me. So true. Highlander was great as a standalone film.
yes,
Yeah.
I am in agreement with that. Just like I think Stargate should have been like left alone. However, now that I've seen the TV show, I am a big fan of the TV show, and there would be no TV show without the movie. So that's where I stand.
Aaron said Henry Cavill should play Kurgan. He goes, because he's built for it. He goes, and think of all the roles that Clancy Brown played. He's mostly nice guys. So seeing Cavill as a bad guy would be awesome.
yeah,
It's impossible.
yeah.
And he's got a
I could get behind that. I don't like the idea of putting Cavill in the lead role. I don't.
Maybe it'll fall through like the Crow reboot keeps falling through.
Here's hoping.
Yes.
The sad thing about The Crow is that, like, great movie. I'm friend with one of the actresses. You are too, Rob, right? But if you've seen the TV show, they literally took the 2-hour movie and compressed it in a half-hour show.
Yeah.
And you're like, wow, I did not realize that movie was so long and pointless because everything is in that episode. Everything.
I really don't recommend the show. I like Mark Dacascos, but that show, it makes me cringe.
It was definitely a 90s thing.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Alrighty. Well, I guess that's it. Man,
Yep.
this was pretty good.
Yeah.
What a great show, guys. Thanks for having me.
Thank you, sir.
Come
Thank you.
back, Sky. Give us a topic and you're on.
Yeah.
I've got plenty of topics about social, political, and everything like that, dude. Like, you get me talking about millennials, and I will tell you and teach you. And I'm not jumping on millennials as like, screw them. I've been watching phenomenons on YouTube where these millennials are watching our movies from the 80s and 90s and becoming better people. I'm not kidding. I've watched 3 or 4 of them now religiously. And when you first start watching their videos, they're basic muggles with absolutely no concept of the world around them. And they're disgusting people. And then they watch Indiana Jones and the Goonies and Back to the Future and everything else. And a year later, they're like us. And it's fascinating to watch this transformation occur.
That's
good?
cool.
So, yeah, you give me a subject matter, guys, I'll talk your ear off. All right? Like, I got a lot to say and nobody wants to listen. So give me an opportunity.
Perfect. Well, we're going to end this with Linda. She said the blue aliens from Valerian are called Pear from Planet Mull.
I would never have guessed that.
I wouldn't have either. So, Linda, thank you for looking that up because I would have, I never would have, and it would have driven me crazy. But all right, for another week at the Movie Madhouse, I'm Rob.
I'm James.
I'm Jason.
And our buddy.
And I'm London Batman.
Yay!
See you guys later.
Bye.
Doodles.
Bye.
Shut up! It's a